Power circle mentality.
What's up, family, man? Back again.
Number 7.
Episode number 7. We almost at 10, bro. We almost at 10 with my guys, man. PCM stuff. So today we got an interesting topic, another great one. We're talking about finding what works for you, and how this is something I really want to talk about for a while. How there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to success. Everybody views success differently, as we talked about before. But I also think that, since social media is out, everybody has a voice now. So everybody's telling you all these different things that work for them, but they necessarily might not work for you, right? So, like me personally, I wake up around like 7:30 every single day. Somebody wakes up at 9 or 10 and they have more money than me, they're more successful than me, right? Just because I wake up at 7:30, that doesn't mean everybody in the world needs to wake up at 7:30.
Exactly.
That's what works for me. And I feel like a lot of times now, because of YouTube and these influencers and stuff, who are doing well for themselves, congratulations to them, but they're telling you guys to do these certain things and they're writing these lists down. And these lists may not be accomplishable for you, right?
Yeah, right.
So just because I wake up at 7 o'clock, 7:30 every single day, and I do things every day, doesn't mean Romero has to do those things to become successful.
Yeah.
Or Bruce or Vince, you know what I mean? So I feel like as a person, we're all different, and we all do things differently.
It's
and I feel like
size fits all.
I feel like a lot of times, and I got caught up in this too. It's like you try to do something that one of your role models do, and then you don't do it as well as them, and you start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
But it's not even necessarily a lack of ability in yourself. It's just they are a different person than you, right? Mm-hmm. So you can't do the same things as them. Me and Vince are two different people. So if I try to do exactly what Vincent does, I'm gonna get left in the dust. But that doesn't mean I'm less than Vincent. That just means we're different.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that we have to get better as a people, as tapping into our own gifts and our own abilities and finding what works for us. So
and just don't compare your life with anybody else.
Yeah.
Like just focus on your grind. Worry about your grind. Don't be like, oh, okay, since Vincent fixed houses, I'm gonna try to fix houses.
Right.
Like that's what God called Vincent to do. Like find what works for you. And like you said, let's just say Steven works out, or not even work out, but like he wakes up at 6 a.m. and I wake up at 9. As long as I'm studying, my reps are getting done, even from working out, or I'm getting money, like it shouldn't matter.
Absolutely.
100%.
I feel like the social media is what actually
Yes.
dictates and influences all of us to make our decisions. Like you may scroll Instagram and see that this person have a Ferrari or Lamborghini, and you're like, damn, I only drive a Nissan.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when he younger than you or the same age as you, like, dang. So what does he do? Nah, I gotta jump in his bag just to get it.
Right.
But not knowing that he been in that same bag for X amount of years to get to that point.
Exactly.
So when you start, you're not going to see the progress that he made because he's
Right, that quickly. Right. He's been doing that
And that's
forever.
how I just filter. Like a lot of this, it shows you only the content that you want. So like the things that you want at a certain point in life, it's just showing you every single day. And it's almost like it's engineered in a way to like you might feel like I gotta rush this even more to get these things quicker, but don't. Like follow your own guideline and time frame, and just take your time with everything. You gotta figure out what works best for you.
And if you feel peace about something, I feel like then that's that it's working for you. Like if you feel like, okay, like I can't really explain it, but if it's peace, like it's no really nothing loud going on. Like if you're trying something new or doing something, then that's for you.
Right.
You feel me? But if you overthinking or he doing it, so I gotta do it, or then like you in the wrong.
And I think that, not to cut you off, man, but I think that that's something like to touch on what Vince said. I think social media has kind of ruined our perception of success and then like how we view ourselves. Because you think back in the 80s or 90s, you couldn't go on your phone and look at what the guy, in a couple cities, away from you was doing, right? You couldn't see all the people that are around your age making millions of dollars, doing all this stuff. Now it's like you're showing this on a daily. You're showing all these people. You have access to all these people, that are around your age, that are taking trips, flying around the world, spending money, right? And it's like they're living this lavish lifestyle, and you're working a regular job, and you're like, what is going on with my life? Why is my life not working? Well, one, you have to take in consideration, their life probably isn't really like that. People could paint a certain picture on social media, but that's not really the life they're living, right? We know that already.
Social media is
and you know, like Vincent said, I think that it's distorted our view on life. You know, life is a journey, like we said in the last episode, and it's different for everybody. I'm sure that if everybody could pick, we will all be millionaires in our 20s, be driving the cars we want, doing what we want. Life don't work like that for everyone. For some people, they'll start at 17, 16, they'll have a multi-million business by the time they're 20, and they'll be set. Another person, like we were talking about the guy who started KFC, the Colonel, he didn't start that till he was like 64. It didn't grow, you know, get big till he was like 64. You know, everybody's journey is different. You have to find what works for you and hold on to that. And like Vincent said, stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stay in your own lane. Do what works for you. If Romero is an excellent basketball player and I'm a boxer, and he's having more success than me, I'm not going to switch to basketball because, you know, he's in the league and I'm not. I'm going to take inspiration from him, ask him for advice, and then apply that to what I'm doing, right? But I think that, you know, and I don't even think it's necessarily the influencer's fault. I think it's just content.
Right.
But, you know, you see all these lists, like 5 things you have to do to become successful. Or 10, you know, and it's like, everybody is different. There's people that wake up at 10, 11 o'clock and they make a ton of money every day and they have successful business and they have successful lives. Just because they wake up in the afternoon doesn't mean,
and you
know,
never know what the counter is to that. They might wake up later because they might stay up later.
Right, exactly, to work. You know,
they might be working till 2, 3 in the morning. So that's their way of working that elongated day.
Yeah. I remember I was seeing a video. It was actually talking about most of these podcast influencers. Like they like, oh, you want to be successful? You got you got to stay up 48 hours. You got to drink all this stuff. You got to run around in circles about 10 times. And
you got to do all
like, man, like, no, man. You just stay in your own lane, chill, just go with the flow. You know, success doesn't happen overnight. Just how they say Rome wasn't built overnight.
Yeah, no, absolutely, facts, Vince. And like you said, I don't think success, you know, success isn't a linear path. Like I see the picture, just like a picture of a graph, and it's like showing people that are successful, and it goes like this, and it goes like that, and it goes like that, and it goes like that. It's like, you know, highs and lows, and that's life. You know what I'm saying? There is no. I mean, for some people, it may be a straight line to success. You may be a prodigy from a young age and just get there. You know, and then for another person, they got to grind, they got to be in the trenches, and they got to find their way, and they have to suffer failure after failure. That doesn't mean they're any less than a person that had a straight path. It just means their path is different. And I think that, you know, we have to, you know, it's hard with social media, like Vince said. You know, Vince made a very good point. It's hard with social media not to compare yourself to others because you're constantly flooded with other people that are around your age doing amazing things, right? You're seeing somebody who's younger than you. I saw Aiden Ross, who's a YouTuber. He got like a crazy deal. It was like 150 million or something crazy for like 2 years just to stream. Like something crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like another person, he's probably younger than I am. You know, our journeys are different though. I'm not gonna start trying to become a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber because I see him do it. You know, and I'm not saying you shouldn't try different things, but like Romero said, I feel like you have to go with your heart. I think a lot of people nowadays, we do stuff because we see other people having massive success in that. Instead of doing what we truly want to do, instead of doing what we're called to do, you know, what our heart tells us to do. And I feel like you just have to sacrifice. You know, your lane might not be a lane that's super popular right now. That doesn't mean in a couple years, if you establish yourself, it ain't gonna start popping. You know what I mean? And you consistent with it. So I feel like that's something else we do a lot, is we jump from stuff. We jump on the next biggest thing. Crypto is a great thing. It's a great thing, but a lot of people have jumped into it because the hype. Right? It's not something a lot of people are establishing. It's something like people hearing about Bitcoin going up, so they're gonna buy it. But it's not something they've actually developed a foundation in. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing too, like we were saying earlier, like I feel like the world is a lot different now with all of this social media that we consume, or content that we consume every single day. Like I was reading something a few months ago saying that a 12-year-old kid has seen more naked women than the richest man in Babylon did hundreds of thousands of years ago, because you could just pull up porn on your phone, and it's just like, I use that as a loose comparison, but just think about all the other things that we could literally pick up our phone right now and access. That changes your mind around a lot, you know. So it's just like, you definitely can't compare yourself to somebody else because it's not gonna work the same for you. Like, we're all different, no matter what. None of us, we weren't just all pushed out of a factory, you know, to do the same task, the same job. Like, that's what makes, like, our grandpa actually said that, like, that's what makes humans different than, like, animals, because animals have set routines or rhythms. Like, the birds always gonna go south at this time of year. Like, the bears always gonna hibernate in the wintertime. Like, humans are different because I could literally say, tomorrow I want to do this, and I'll do that. They don't have that type of free will. So it's just like, you really just got to find what works best for your vessel and you as a person, because it won't be the same as what works for Steve or Vince or Mel.
Exactly.
You
That's
know?
facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah, that is agree. You know, that's the one size fits all approach, you know. There's not something that you can do that is going to make you, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying that there's not something universal that you can do that's going to make you successful, I feel like.
Right.
Now, there are some things that I feel like are good,
Okay,
like
yeah.
working out. Like, I feel like that's something that has a positive effect on everyone, right? But then there's also different types of working out, right? Everybody's not going to be a weightlifter.
Yeah.
Everybody don't want to get in there and lift heavy weights. Some people just want to work on cardio.
Yeah.
Some people just want to jog.
On that tread.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a good example. Finding what exercise works for you. You might like to bench press a lot. Somebody might like to do something else. That doesn't make them any less. They just like a different type of exercise, right?
That's even with like learning and like
Everything, right, exactly,
young
but
age.
learning.
Like, they would tell you that, you know, some people are what visual
learners. Yep.
You know, some people learn better when they hear something. Some people learn best when they're actually doing the thing that they're being taught. So it's just like, from that, you could already see that. all of
And
us
you
are
know, not to
different.
cut you off, Bruce, but that's a good point. I think we have to embrace our own uniqueness.
Exactly.
I think that, too many times we like suppress who we really are because we want to fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't really express who we really are. And then it's interesting because if you look at like all the most popular people or the people that are like breaking trends and like standing out, it's always the people that do things differently.
Yeah.
It's always the people that step outside of the boundaries that normal people set that are looked
something
at
that we
in
would think
awe.
is weird.
And that's because I think that the average person, we want to live our life fulfilled completely. So we want to speak what we say, like we want to speak what we mean.
Yeah.
We want to live true to ourselves. But most people are scared to do that because they don't want to be looked at as weird or they don't want to stand out, right? And that's why I think we put on a pedestal the people that aren't afraid to stand out,
That's
right?
true. That's
So I think that, you know, loving yourself and getting to a point where you don't care what people think about you and you
That's the
understand, like, this is something, I'm not going to try to act like I'm perfect, but I think I'm a pretty cool dude. I think I'm a pretty, you know, nice dude. I think I'm an honest dude. I think I have integrity. And I feel like, you know, I feel like everybody would probably say this, but I don't understand how someone can't like me. Like, you know, I really do feel like that. And like, that may be conceited, but like, I feel like I'm a good person. I'm an honest person. I'm a trustworthy person. Yet there's somebody out there
That still
won't like me. You know what I mean? And somebody else can say that. So I feel like, you know, you can't live your life like tiptoeing around people. You know, obviously you don't want to like come across as an a-hole and be like somebody that people don't want to be around, but you also have to live true to yourself. I think that's a big thing. And I think that's why, like, going back on the last episode we had about not dying without any regrets, I think that's why people have a lot of regrets too, is because they didn't live true to themselves. Like, your whole life has been you trying to live or fabricate a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm proud to be the person I am. You know, I like what I like. I do what I do. And if you like that, great. If you don't, cool. But I'm not going to change myself, or at least I don't try to change myself. Subconsciously it may happen, but I don't try to change myself consciously to fit certain narratives or to fit in with a certain group. You know, I'm just me.
Don't impress and don't try
Exactly.
to like don't impress. I feel like that's the number one goal when trying to build wealth, because if you're trying to impress for somebody, they whether you're doing good or bad, like, they still gonna talk. And you shouldn't be comparing yourself, like, your walk is different from my walk is different from your walk, like, all of our walks are different.
Right, yeah.
So I shouldn't be comparing, oh, if Vincent got this or Steven got more than me or Bruce got this. Like, it shouldn't be like that. You should focus on your own path, like your own road, because even with my dude Kentucky KFC, like, he was 64.
Yeah, right.
So he was staying on his own path, his own lane to 64 years old.
Yeah, before he finally blew
So,
up.
I remember listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes one day, right?
Okay.
And he was talking about if you pretty much, well, if I took off my shoes or whatever, and you came into and you put on my shoes, right? So let's just say you put on my shoes and start experiencing my lifestyle. You wouldn't be able to handle my lifestyle because you don't know the path and everything that I took to become the person that I am today. So if something, a catastrophe or something was to happen, you wouldn't know how to handle it.
Right.
Because my true self will know how to handle that situation.
Exactly.
But being the fact that you compare yourself to myself, yourself, y'all said that right? Yourself to myself,
Right.
you like, dang, nah, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
That's kind of like, not to get too off topic or silly, but like if y'all ever watch Dragon Ball, like when the one dude took over Goku's body and thought he would have the key to unlimited power, he quickly realized like, oh shoot, Goku put in all them years of training and work.
I didn't.
I did it, so it doesn't work for me, you know?
So yeah, you can't expect to fill another person's shoes, and I think that like, good. All right, yeah, and I feel like you can't expect to fill another person's shoes because you're not that person. And I feel like people will have like fathers or siblings who have done great things or have mentors or role models they look up to. They feel the pressure of trying to fill those shoes. And like Bruce said, you know, that guy who took over Goku's body, it's like you quickly realize you ain't that person, bro. You ain't got the training, you ain't got the experience, you ain't got the thought process to do what they do. And that's why we're all unique, right? We have this group here, it's 5 of us, Keon in here. But we're all different. We all bring different things to the group. We all have our own different strengths and weaknesses, and we help each other become better. And that's what you want, right? If everybody was the same, life would not be exciting. There would be nothing exciting about life. We'd all be the same. Meryl's different, I'm different, Vincent is different, Bruce is different. We're all different. We all bring different things to the podcast, which is why, you know, you guys tune in. And yeah, so, you know, you have to just step into who you are as a person. Own who you are. And understand that you can take, my mom always says, like, you can take the meat, but you don't have to eat the bones. And it's the truth. You can look at a person, and you know, this is something else, not to get off topic, but like, I always hear people talking about they don't like this person, so they don't agree with them. You don't have to like a person to agree with them. You don't have to like a person to understand or to absorb gain from them. You know what I mean?
Or dislike them.
Or dislike them. Yeah. Take what you need, take what works for you, and then get rid of the rest.
You can learn something from everybody.
You can learn something from anybody, whether it's what to do, right, or what not to do. So you can take it from anybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So always stay true to yourself. Always love yourself. When you're looking at these lists and you're bombarded with all these videos and different stuff, pick what works for you. If you're a morning person, wake up in the morning. If you're not, don't wake up in the morning. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get out your comfort zone and do different things, because you should expand yourself. But don't try to become something you're not.
Find what works for you.
Find what works for you. There's not a one size fits all approach to success. There's many different roads to success. There are some universal things obviously you need to do. Work hard, make the best moves, stay smart, stay vigilant. But you know, we're all different. And me, Vincent, Meryl, Keon, Bruce, we will all become successful. We already are successful. But we've all taken different paths to get there. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to understand. If you're in a group or you're working with people and you see your friends doing certain things, don't get jealous. Don't become envious. Learn from them. Be happy for them. And then look at your life. Take what they're doing and try to apply it to your life the best you can. But do not do the same things that other people do. Don't follow. Don't copy people. That's all I'm saying. Whatever you do, have your own spin on it. Have your own twist on it. Give your own flavor to it. Have your own stamp on it. Stay true to yourself. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Is there anything else y'all boys want to add before we wrap it up?
That's
You happy?
That's it.
Yeah, be yourself.
Yeah, man,
Stay
be
true to
yourself.
yourself. Follow your own lane.
Yes, sir.
Follow your own lane. That's it.
That's it. All right, man. We about to get out. Everybody eat some good pizza. Watch the All-Star game. Chill out.
All-Star game.
From the PCM to y'all, much love.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Take care, man.
since we showed y'all that Hennessy, now y'all got to sponsor us now.
For real, Hennessy.
See, we had it turned over this whole time.
We need a sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
You know what I mean?
Every time.
Much love to y'all. Take care.
Peace out.